welcome to Roman Triumph. There is a free demo on Steam, don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see the link to it, and I think you should try it. I've been following this game for a while. I actually played even some of the playtests that were under NDA, but now I'm not under NDA anymore. I mean, there was an embargo, but I can show you this video now where I'm gonna play everything. I'm gonna give you some of my tips, some of my thoughts. We're gonna talk about the good and the bad as always. Before we dive into the actual game, it's worth noting that the publisher is Forklift Interactive, which also published very recently Desynced, right? Definitely has blown up a really great game out there, but this is not made by the same developers. It is actually a solo indie project. And I think about Manor Lords, this is very similar. This is a passion project for someone. He's been working on it from what I understand for like 4 or 5 years. And honestly, this is really impressive. Now, as I said, there is a free demo available on Steam. And if you're thinking about when is the game actually going to release, the developer right now is saying first part of 2025. So it's not tomorrow, but it's also not so far. So it's a good time, I think, to look at the game. Do we have strong foundation? Right? Is it a complete mess or not? Quite recently, we looked at Citadelum, and in some ways this is very much the same. In other ways, this is complete opposite. We are again in a Roman Empire city builder, right? But there's gonna be a lot of different things. First of all, as you can see, there is some mythical creatures, some hydras and things like this. So it's not like a perfectly accurate, historical one. But at the same time, again, this is definitely a city builder, a management game. There's going to be a lot of RTS aspects and gods and all of this. Now, first great thing, we're talking about an infinite amount of map. You have a world generation every time you start. So you're going to be able to have completely random seeds. You can also use the same seed I'm going to use right now, right? To have a completely different map every time you try. I don't know if we're going to get a single player campaign or not at some point. If you know my channel, I do like to have a campaign that I can show you from start to finish, but I also do really appreciate, random world generation, because that really increases the replayability for sure. Let's go into it. And for now, we can see 4 types of difficulty level. I could also expect, in the future more, for example, maybe a custom one where you can choose different things. I like to see that, you can see there is a mode with no attack. So you can focus really on city building if that's your thing. There's also a mode that is without the mythical creatures. So if you want to focus on the more kind of historical Roman civilization, you have that too. And then we have the sort of easy and normal mode of the game. The game is supposed to be played in normal. Just for this video, I'm gonna take the easy route so that it's easier for me to show you a bit everything that it has to offer. But yeah, again, if you're playing the demo, maybe try first in the normal difficulty right away. Today we're gonna dedicate this one to Beard, another of our YouTube member. Thanks a lot for all of your support. And let's see what this map has to offer. We have been sent by the Emperor. You must establish a Roman settlement in the northern lands of Europe, where barbarians, tribes, and wild beasts, like hydras, threaten your every move. Okay, now you're gonna see that there is also a tutorial when you start, so that's really good, for the first time, and of course good if we can so take it out in the future. So here we are. Esteemed Governor, as our empire stretches its reach, I entrust you with a critical mission. Venture north and establish a settlement on the frontier. These wide lands are home to more than wandering barbarians, creatures of myths and legends. Ooh, let's go. Farewell and good fortune. So as I said, right, there's a bit of a tutorial over here. This can see, it's going to guide us, and I think it's great for a first look at the game. Now we need to place a castrum. It's like the center of your city if you wish, and it is suggested to put it close to a few large rocks and iron ore, and also to use the terrain to your advantage. What does that mean? Well, you can see there's a couple of mountains, right? There's also a lake. So for example, let's assume that, let's put, let's assume I'm here, right? That means I cannot get attacked from here or there, probably from anybody. I can only be attacked from there, right? So that is what they mean by use, the terrain to our advantage. Or again, maybe I can say, well, actually, there's very little chance I'm getting attacked from over here. So maybe I put there, and I know I only need to defend in the north, right? There is a lot of forest here. That's great. I see also, so this is iron, this is stone, right? So a lot of good things here too. And when you click on it, you're going to see the fertility. So here it is quite fertile. It's green, right? Here it's a bit less fertile, and definitely they are not fertile at all. Yeah, I think we're going to start over here, because there is quite a lot of resources. There's also some fertile land over here. So that sounds like a great place for us to put, and we can also use the lake to help us defend, right? So here it is. Now we're gonna unpause, and we destroy a couple of trees by placing this building. We have a starting building, and of course you can move around like this, right? No problem. We can increase our space with space to pause, 1 2 3, you know, for the speed, right? We have a population over here. We currently have 8 people. We can see that we have 0 houses, so that's not great. One small comment to the developers, because I know he's gonna be watching, is I would love to be able to move this tooltip, because look, I'll do this and I can't see what's behind, so that's not great. You can skip all tutorial, by the way, but I'm gonna show them to you quickly so you understand you know, the amount of tutorial there is, and honestly it's pretty good. Happiness, as with most city builders, is important, right? But what I like is that happiness is made of quite a few things. You have the comfort, the health, the recreation, safety, and culture. So typical things like services, of course, but also things like you know, how much type of food you're gonna give them access to, etc. That is great there. We have our resources. These are the key resources. I'm sure in the future maybe we'll get access also to a couple of other ones. But you know, you have your wood, your stone, your bricks that's made out of clay, your food, etc. Okay. Oh, and by the way, when you hover over them, you can already see a lot. So you can see how much you have, you can see where it's made. You get bricks from a brickworks. It's stored in the stockpile or warehouses. You can see, you know, the last few change, the last month, the last year. You can see the monthly prediction of production and consumption. So a lot of great information right you know, there. And what I really like too is that they're showing, you know, with this arrow up and down, if it's going up or down. So I think this is a pretty good UI over here. We have, as it says, you know, tasks over here to help us get started. The first being, you know, we're gonna want some houses, we're gonna want to start making some food, gather stone and wood. So actually we're gonna start right away to gather wood and stone. And I think we're gonna first try to get over here all of this wood. So you click on gather resources, then we can select the wood, right, and choose where. So I'm trying to get all of the trees over here so that, you know, we have nice space to build a city and to build also some farms. And then we can do the same for the stone. I think again there is a lot of stone here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here and there. Let's gather them all. Okay, great. So that's the first thing, wood and stone. Then we're gonna want some houses. So let's go, houses over here. There's gonna be quite a few, as you can see, like luxury domus, villas, and we're gonna need to you know, do some tech to unlock them. Right now we have access to the domus, and we have access also to the hospitium, which is a slightly larger one. The domus is 5 people, this one is 10 people, but it requires more resources. And it's not just more resources to build. A big thing in this game is you actually need to upkeep. You know, it's basically like the maintenance, right? So in this case of the hospitium, you need to use wood and bricks for the maintenance. So we're not really making bricks right now, so let's focus on the domus, and that's the mission to domus. So let's do this. As I said, I think we're gonna focus, actually let me just check quickly one thing. So we have over here actually pretty good. Here it is not very good, so maybe I put the houses there, and we can put a lot of farms here. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna put a couple of houses here. Oh, I forgot we need to have a road. It is something slightly strange, to be honest, that we need to make a road at the beginning before even putting buildings, but not the end of the world. So it is. We're gonna start with 2. Let's not go too crazy. And we need, last but not least, a hunter's heart. So look at this. We have over here a couple of animals. You can see it is 67% efficient, 80 over here. We're at 80 there too. Can get to 100, but that's a bit far, right? Probably not gonna want to go that far right away. So let's see. Here I can get to 83. Oh, 100 here. Perfect. Okay. So let's do this. We can rotate like that. Perfect. Now this building over here, my cast room, by the way, it has some storage. You can see it over here. Wood, stone, bricks, clay, all of those things. There's a bit of storage in it, so it is good. You know, at the start, I can just send all of the resources there. Okay, let's unpause and let's click on a very important button, which you can also, you know, take with the hotkey tab. This is your job priority. And by the way, contrary to what I said before for the tutorial tooltips, you can actually move all of these, no problem. So I think this is really good. I would love to have a button to also be able to pin it, to leave it always at the same time. But again, you know, we're talking about a game that's not even really ready for release. So that can definitely come. So anyway, this is the job priority. That's a really important one because obviously you're going to want to manage your workforce. We're talking about, you know, my 8 workers, my 8 citizens. This is my workforce, right? And you can do a lot. So let me just show you quickly in a second. First of all, you can move things to say, okay, what's most important? Personally, I think the builders are most important. So I'm going to put the builders first, all right? But I can really choose the order that I want. What is most important? Then that's not all. We can do a couple of other things. I can click here and see who's actually working there. So I can, each individual citizen is, simulated. You can follow them too. I think that's a really powerful, features that you don't see in all games. And by the way, they're building slowly but surely those buildings. We're talking about, remember, an indie dev, solo dev. So honestly, the amount of details and effort that's already there is pretty impressive. I know Manor Lords is even better, but we've really been spoiled with Manor Lords, right? Most importantly, what we can also do is set max workers. I can say, okay, I want my builder to be the first thing, the most important thing, but I only want 5 builders maximum. So I'm gonna put 5 here, and I'm gonna put limit enable. So this way, instead of having 8 people, building and nobody else doing anything, now I have 5 builders and 3 gathering stone. So that is really cool. I do think, again, if the developer is watching, one thing I hate, hate is a strong word, but one thing that I've really not enjoyed so far is I personally think builders should be at the top. So I want to keep it at the top. But every time I'm done building everything, this thing disappear. Builders will disappear, and then I'm gonna try to rebuild something new, and builder will be right back at the bottom instead of being at the top. So please enable me somehow to keep builders at the top. All the other ones, it works fine because the other ones never stop, but builders is the one that stops from time to time. So anyway, we can see that these guys that I was following right now is cutting some stone. So our stone is going to hopefully increase slowly but surely. We've started to gather some stone. We built the builder's hut just now over here. So in 1 month we should be able to also see our production, and we need to gather some wood. The problem with the wood is that I've put it at the bottom, but now let's also put actually hunter first. Usually food is always the most important thing in any game. So let's put that top. And now we have actually all 3 working. So in a couple, of seconds, we should be able to finish this one, which will give us a bit more wood and a bit more food. Okay, speaking about food, by the way, there's gonna be definitely, as I said earlier, multiple types of food, right? Not just one. That's an important one. There's gonna be events too. You can see, for example, right now we have heavy rains, so the production has been slowed by 10% and the construction by 30%. Not great, but that's the way it is. We have upkeepers, right? That's very important for, as I mentioned, to upkeep all of my houses. Otherwise, it's gonna go down and be broken. We have 10 beds, right? Because it's 5 for each of those houses. So our population actually has increased by 1 now. We're at 9. We have 1 bed. That's probably not a lot, right? So instead of going directly to the next mission, let's actually build a couple more, 2 more houses. Let's go crazy. Because the more people, the more we can develop, right? So let's do this. I'm also going to put more roads. So the roads are going, to enable my people to walk faster. It's not like 100% necessary, but I think it also makes the city look a bit better. So let's do this. We have a road already there. Okay, let's have one here around. I'm using a lot of wood, by the way, by doing this, but yeah. So it is. We have a basic city. Now we need to build a wood archer tower, a stockpile, and a food storage. Maybe you're wondering why stockpile and food storage. Well, remember I said over here we have a small reserve. We have 120 of food, for example. So that's already full. So if I want to get more food, I need a stockpile. And this is the same, of course, for the resource. Another reason could be, I'm saying I'm cutting a lot of wood over here. This is pretty far from there, right? So you may want to have a stockpile also somewhere over here. I think that's actually what probably we're gonna do. Let's build a road all the way here and build a stockpile somewhere over here. And potentially actually also the food storage, because I'm thinking farms, right? We said we're gonna put farms here. We can put the storage also on this side. So let's go food storage, and then we want a small stockpile that takes 25 wood. We don't have 25 wood, so we're gonna need to wait a bit. And by the way, you can see what I mentioned earlier. My builder is back at the bottom. I need to put it back at the top, otherwise it's gonna be a while before we build anything. Okay, so we now have 6 houses, that means 30. So we have actually 15 vacant beds. That's great. I also have 7 workers doing nothing, right? So perfect time to expand. You can see though that I have nobody getting some stone right now, so that's not so great. Let's make sure we gather more stone over here, especially given that I've built a stockpile, right? And see if there are some others. And what's good to note, because I'm sure some of you are wondering, is you will be able to automate some of those productions. So this stone over here is very limited, right? It disappears. but then we're going to get into large stone where we're going to put a quarry on top, and that will give us, you know, in a sense, unlimited stone or a lot more longer productions. Same for the wood. Let's make sure that we cut a bit more wood over here. Sorry, won't click on the wrong button. Okay, maybe also on this side. Like, let's cut a bit more. Okay, so let's do the archers. Now, we don't really know where we're gonna get attacked from yet, but I feel like having maybe some defenses over here could be a good idea. They could attack from anywhere at this point, I don't know, so let's just put one tower here. You don't want to put it too close to your people, that's for sure, because this will provide negative happiness in, or, you know, desirability. But yeah, let's put it over here. Let's put stone before wood. We still have a hunters, a keeper working, and my food is not perfect. We say that my production right now is only 26, while my consumption is 30. So we have to be careful. We may have to soon put some more food either on a hunter hut or wheat farm. But let's first do this mission over here. And speaking about building, actually, let me show you that any building, you know, you can decide how many builders are going to work there, what priority it is, right? So you can see, okay, right now there's only one thing, so that's easy. But if I had 10 buildings, I can choose which one is going to be built first. And I think this is really important. There's so many games that don't have this. Thank you for making that happen. Okay, so they're building over here, you know, this tower, archer tower. And by the way, one cool thing is you can definitely zoom out pretty close, right? I can see the animals running around, some of the flowers, my people. Now again, this is not like Manor Lord level of beautifulness, but for a solo dev, amazing, amazing. Okay, so is the tower finished? No, not yet. See you in a sec. By the way, if you're wondering why this tower is taking a bit of time to be built, it's because the people actually need to bring the resources. You know, it's not just about building it automatically. It's they bring the resources from your storage here or there, right? And they have to walk all the way. So it's also very important to consider this in your expansion. But now it has been built, so let's move forward to the next stage of building a clay pit to mine clay, to then make brick in brickworks, and also build 4 wheat farms to make sure that we have enough food, because look at this continuing to go down. So let's start with the farms, make sure we don't go into negative. Let's make sure we have positive, great fertility. Actually, let's leave some space for more houses over here. Let's try to feed them over here. One road in the middle. We can't fit it here. Then can go here, hopefully. I'm worried that maybe I may leave one space like this, and one here. Okay, that's 4. Let's put a small road. We have a lot of wood right now. Okay, so that's, as I said, 4 for the fields. Let's then find some clay production. So over here we have the clay pit, right, and we have the brickworks. So we also don't want to put this close to the house, right? This red radius is very bad. On the other hand, I think putting it over here, it says road too far, but the road is not far. What are you saying? Let's expand the road a bit. You can press T for that, by the way. Okay, so let's see the clay pit. Maybe we put clay over here and then brick next to it. Up. With a small road. I'm not saying I found the perfect layout, ladies and gents, but yeah, that should work. So this is everything we need. We can increase our number of builders now because we have many people not doing anything. So let's go to 10. Oops, not 100 and 5. 10 is enough, thank you. So it is. Let's put that. And when you click on a building, by the way, you can also add more. You can say, I want actually even more people than normal to work on this. That's great. We've reached 20 people. We are Vicus. Good to know. Good to know. But yeah, that is this next stage. So let's get that built, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so a couple of new buildings. I've put the farmer almost to the top. I've put then clay pits and bricks just after food, but before, you know, stone and wood gathering. And we have a new mission, building an academia. This is where we're going to do research, a tavern where people are going to be happy, and an hospitium, that is the larger houses I mentioned before, right? You can see them over here. Now that we're making bricks, basically, right, we can start having this. We have also the tavern. This is over here in the services. There's quite a lot of different services. We have the tavern is going to increase my comfort and recreation, and it has, instead of a red, circle, red radius, it has a green one, it's positive radius, right? So let's see, I think putting it over here, over here feels good. Like I can put a few more houses here, a few more houses there, etc. So then let's go build, let's say 1 hospitium. Oh, we don't have enough bricks. Okay, we need to wait a bit for that. And for the research, it is over here. 100 of stone, 30 wood. We can definitely do it. Now this one doesn't really need to be near anything, so let's put it over here. By the way, I didn't take so far any time to look at it, but you can see that each building has different models. It's not, again, extraordinary, but still good, and I really like that they're building the buildings slowly but surely. We again have the problem that the builders is back to the bottom. Maybe there's a way to get it always at the top and I just missed it, but yeah, please, developer, change that. We are starting to make some bricks, as you can see over here. My food is pretty low, but now that we have, the 4 fields they just started, we should be fine. It says production is almost double my consumption. So again, I think we should be fine going forward. Yeah, beautiful fields. And you may have realized, there is the upgrade button. Pretty much every single building over here has this. So we're going to be able to upgrade in the future after we do some research. Look at this. Again, different, models. It's looking good. It's looking good. We haven't been attacked yet because obviously we're just starting. We've been playing, in 1 speed. Let's accelerate. I see you when we build a couple of these. So we built the academia over here, so now we have a new job, which is research. We have 4 researchers over here, and we can do our first research. Let's go into the research tree. You can also click on it or press F2, and you'll see 5 different research categories, which are aligned to your buildings over there at the bottom. And we have the food, house and monuments, industry, service and origins, and city defense. So we probably should... Good question. Oh, stone mining, great one. I mentioned it earlier, right? We're going to be able to have a quarry instead of having my people trying to find some stone. I think that's a very important one. It will cost us 75 food to start doing this research and 1.5 months. But yeah, let's do it. So this is starting. Then the other thing is, you may have realized we have this small symbol over there. This is the threat This is threat scouted. We have 9 barbarians that are going to arrive in 8 months. If you click there, they'll also give you a bit of information on what those type of barbarians are, right? All those things to help you prepare. So concretely, I just started 4 towers over here, and we could also place a couple of walls. But let's start with the towers. It's already going to be probably, take a while to build, given that they're quite far. We still have the tavern also, and the hospitium. I think what we're gonna do is probably build the tavern as priority 1, just make my people happy, and then we can bring this one actually as the last priority, right? Do the archers towers first. Okay, 2 minutes later, so we have built the tavern, we've built over here 1 hospitium. I'm making another one. Just let's go crazy. I mean, I already have 37 people, so let's make another one, and we have built 4 towers here. Good thing, because the attack is coming in 9 months. 4 months, sorry, 4 months. We haven't built more defenses. I think we're gonna try it like this and see how it goes. Spoiler alert, I think first time I played the game I actually got killed, but anyway, let's move on. Research, we have done the first in industry for stone mining. Now I'm doing a second cabbage farming, because that's the mission. But most importantly, let's build our first quarry. I could build it over here. Remember, there was this stone there, but then the red range would get into my houses. Not good, not good. So let's go over here. I need to rotate it to have, this red piece on the stone. And I think we're gonna go crazy and maybe, oh no, we don't have enough. It's 35 bricks. Okay, I was going to say let's build another one right away, but we don't have enough resources. Let's not. Okay, so we're building one, and we can deliver them directly into this. Even if this is a small stockpile, it can only have 90 stone, so we probably will want more. And then if we think about the cabbage farm, now this normal farm over here of wheat was producing 27, right? It can be processed in the future into a bakery, but now we have the cabbage farm over here, which will produce, healthier food than wheat. And it's also more, it's 32 per month, at least in a normal month. In winter, it's not gonna produce anything. But yeah, let's make a cabbage farm. And do we have the space over here maybe? Yeah, I think we do. Well, where's the entry of this building? Usually there's always a road. I don't see one, but I think we can just build it here. Sounds good. And then we can just have that up. I may want to have again another of this food storage because this is only 130. But first I think we're gonna do the battle. And actually, while after they build those two, maybe I should make them build some defenses. Let's see if we can build a couple of defenses, like in the front here, thing like this. Because I think that's exactly where they're gonna arrive. Oh, listen up, mortals, and Mars, the god of war. Your puny settlement has finally caught my eye. Worship me, build my temples, and maybe I'll help you crush your enemies and fortify your defenses. Please do, please do. So if we press, I always forget if which one is it? It's one of the button. One of the button that gets you to the religion tab over here. See a couple of the gods. We have Ceres, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus. Right now we've only, discovered Mars. We can see that Mars is pretty happy with us so far. That's great. But it would be happy if we build more festivals, more temples, offerings, etc. We're gonna need to unlock this. We could also donate to the gods, and if we do that, right? Oh, Mars is very happy actually. So let's see. Blessed fire rate. Increase the fire rate of archers. Yeah, last 12 months is great. Yeah, I feel like we can pick this one. So we have a blessing. We can do something with this. Love it. Love it. But let's see, in 1 minute or 2 months, we're gonna get the attack. The blessing is over here. And by the way, look at this. We started to make some defenses. Now, one thing to note is, as always, archer is a job. So we have 4 archers over here as a job. Our first quarry has been built over here. So we're making now stone, thanks to this big mine. We also have our first cabbage farm over here, providing more health for my citizen. I'm building one more hospitium. I'm crazy like this. Growing my population. We haven't made a lot more of defenses there, so I don't know. I'm not very confident, but we'll see. The next mission is actually to build more walls and a gate, so maybe we should do that. Let's go. So a gate over here, I guess. Okay, and then some walls. It's hard to see where the gate actually is right now. Okay. And we need to upgrade an archer tower. So let's see. If I want to upgrade the archer tower, I need to have unlocked the sharp what? Sharp something arrow, the iron something arrows, and the fire arrows. So we can then click on it to get us there, and we can see fire arrow, sharp stone arrows, and what was the other one? I don't remember. But anyway, I guess we're gonna do some of these. Let's go. 35 of food. We have tons of food, so that's great. Not a problem. Okay, so the research has started. You can always see how many months are left. I think this is really powerful. And yeah, I think the attack is coming now. I can see 1 month. They're gonna come over here, appear from nowhere. Okay, it is. We can see them. And by the way, you can also have this so we can see better the enemies. Not that much better to be honest, but okay. So we can see the enemies is 9, so 8 I guess on this side and 1 that way on the other side. Let's look at them a bit closer. Oh, here are the different weapons, protections. Let's see if my archers can do some nice damage. Now they are not firing yet. Come on, go for it. So the health is going down slowly but surely. They're gonna attack some of my building, it seems, but many have just gone through. So they're gonna destroy some stuff for sure, maybe kill some of my people. But we did kill a few. Look at this. This is dead, this is dead. So these guys over there, they're doing some damage on the other hand. Seems like this is gonna get destroyed, unfortunately. Oh, please, please spare me, sir. These guys, let's see if we can kill them on their way out. Oh, they're going pretty far, unfortunately. This one doesn't want to die. Archers are not very efficient, eh? Okay, so we lost, I think, a couple of things, but did they destroy only this one? So let's rebuild it. Oh no, okay, bad. They destroyed all of my building there, so that's costing a lot of resource to rebuild. Shame. I can't even rebuild that one, and I need to get some bricks. So this is why you want to make sure to defend your city, ladies and gents. And this was just a couple of barbarians. Remember, we're gonna get attacked also by hydras and things like this. So yeah, we need to get ready for that for sure. Okay, now we're gonna get attacked by berserkers. So yeah, I already didn't manage to survive, or to really kill 9 barbarians. Now we're getting attacked by 16 barbarians and 7 berserkers. We do have 8 months to prepare, but yeah, I feel like that's not gonna be enough. I'm not very confident, ladies and gents. I did expand a bit my wall there, so that's something. But yeah, I feel like we're a bit in trouble. So I'm gonna build some more towers over here. Let's go. Because otherwise there's no way we're gonna survive. And I'm already low on wood. Okay, let's get more wood. We're continuing, to expand the city, making 2 more houses over here. But apart from that, yeah, I have built, some defenses. We're doing some research, try to get the upgrade of an archer tower. But I think I should probably also do other research, to be honest. We probably also will soon have to make a forester, right? So that we can start having, replanting some trees. Because now I've been killing quite a lot of trees. The good thing is we're good on food. So that's something. The bad thing is I have no gold. So I think it's time to also increase my taxes. But somehow I can't. I need a treasury. So we're going to need to research this, all right, so we can get more money and unlock some more things. A few minutes later, and here's the attack coming. You can see these, I guess, are the berserker. They're even taller. We have a couple more archers over here, but I haven't been able to get, my towers or walls upgraded yet. I am researching brick walls now, and I have actually even researched over here the brick archer tower, but it costs 40 bricks. I don't have enough 40 bricks. Like, I guess my productions are not big enough. Good thing is this seems to be stuck right now. Okay, so I'm gonna try to destroy, this wall. I'm guessing it is. We can see the health of the wall going down pretty fast now. I don't know how many we killed. Hopefully a couple. A couple, but there's definitely many going into the city directly for the key buildings. They're not killing my people, at least that's something. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna survive that one, in terms of no buildings destroyed. But I do think we killed a couple. I mean, you can see here 3 dead, this one 4 dead. Yeah, we did kill a few. Yeah, they're destroying my houses, which is annoying because it costs tons of brick to rebuild these ones. But yeah. You will not escape. I will get you. Okay, he's dead. Hey, I think we killed them all. We killed them all. None of them. Oh no, there's one that's trying to escape here. Can we get to him? As long as he doesn't try to escape, that's fine. So we did kill all of them actually, but at a very, very high cost. You see, we lost 3 of our very expensive houses. We lost again our rubble. Not a rubble. A small stockpile. So yeah, that has been tough. Good thing is, you may have realized I built over here the treasury. So we're starting to tax my people, so I'm making a bit of gold. With this, we can have access to more research. Right? There is, in the version I'm playing, quite a few research already available. I'm sure this is also the type of thing where it's not too hard to start adding some in the future, because there's quite a lot. Here too, new houses, right, in particular. Food, new type of food in the future. And yeah, I think this is a good time to end, this first look at the game. I mean, I do think, there is tons of potential. We're talking about a city builder that has all of the basics. We have production chains. They're not so far super complex in terms of, raw that you transform, raw material you transform into intermediate that you transform into advanced. But there is definitely a couple of different ones to manage. There is, the aspect that some resources are limited, like your small stone deposit or your wood. So you need to try to find a way to make them, more permanent. You have quite a lot of interesting mechanics in your houses, right? If you look over here at the happiness, you need to try to get the health, the comfort, the culture, the recreation, the safety. And then you have buff and debuff. You have the gods. I mean, right now we have only discovered one of the gods. Is Mars. He's not so happy with us because we don't even have any temple for him. The reason I didn't build a temple is because they're freaking expensive. It's 90 bricks. I mean, definitely I need to increase my brick production by a lot if I want to survive in this game next time. We have different types of food. Right, and we have so far not seen tons of different mythical, beasts, because they only come when you grow your population a bit more. But we've already been attacked twice, and it's not small attacks. So you definitely need to have some defenses and things like this. Now, before we conclude this video, I do want to show you that there's also a roadmap over here where you can see that we'll be able to train actual armies, not just have towers, but an actual army of swordsmen, spearmen, archers, maybe cavalry in the future. We'll have more types of defense like flamethrowers, catapults, poison arrows, traps, more enemy types. So there's a lot in the combat. In the city building too, things like aqueduct, more buildings and wonders. I think that could be really cool. More citizen behaviors, religions improvements. Then we have the economy and trade. We didn't trade at all so far, but it seems that it will be possible. More production chains, etc. And then finally, optimization feedback. The game is not out yet, even the demo. I mean, there's been a couple of playtests, as I mentioned, but this will be, I think, the first public demo. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great feedback, and in particular, don't hesitate to share in the comments below for the developer to see this feedback before we get, to the release next year. Again, I think this game has a lot of potential. I'm going to follow it, and do not hesitate also to tell me in the comments below if you want to see more of it. Thank you for watching, smash the like button, and I hope to see you next time.